We welcome you to John Milholland Court inside Case Arena for another edition of high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and Hot Dog TV, featuring the Frankfort Hot Dogs, a record of 11-13, taking on the Clinton Central Bulldogs, who have a record of 8-16. Along with Laura Archibald, I'm John Herrick. And Laura, mental health will be a big thing we talk about tonight, but also a thing we talk about this evening will be improvement. Both Frankfort and Clinton Central struggled last season. If Clinton Central wins tonight, they have more wins this year than they did last year. And if Frankfort wins tonight, they'll have as many wins this year as they did last year. So improvement is the name of the game for both of these volleyball teams.
I think you're right. I think both teams have improved not only from last year to this year, but they've improved as the season has went along this year. And that's the name of the game when it comes to volleyball, is improving all season long, so you're ready for sectional play here in a couple weeks.
And you're looking at Frankfort especially. They played Clinton Central earlier in the season. I know it was back on September 10th, which is now more than 2 weeks ago, which feels like a lifetime ago in volleyball. Do you take anything out of that match that you might be able to apply to this one?
You know, probably not a lot. One, it was neutral court. Two, it was tournament play, and that's a total different atmosphere. This is that county rivalry matchup. You know, during the week, you have a big crowd here tonight. The county rivalry week here in Clinton County. And so I don't think what happened then is necessarily going to carry over to what happens tonight.
And then you look at it, too. Both these teams are coming off of two-game losing streaks. So two straight losses coming in. And really, even though they lost the sets, they were competitive in those sets. It just didn't go their way.
Absolutely. And I don't think any of those losses were anything that was discouraging to either team. They saw improvement. They played well. So I think we'll see competitive volleyball tonight. So
in the junior varsity match that happened right before this one, Clinton Central took that one 2-0. And here's the makeup of both rosters. Actually, very similar. Frankfort has 2 seniors, 1 junior, 5 sophomores, 2 freshmen. Clinton Central with 2 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and then 5 freshmen. The girls you'll see for Frankfort tonight: Macy Sterrett, Daisy Santos Valdez, Ashley Zhang, Jalen Smith, Tiffany Zhang, Emma Pillion, Morgan Harrington, Erica Stevenson, Brooklyn Perry, Justine Thomas, and Ella McAtee. For Clinton Central, you'll see a lot of Samantha Adams, Bridget Royer, Georgia Evans, Courtney Serber, Brooklyn Gerard, Alyssa Impson, Chelsea Rydens, Allie Adair, Carly Davison, Emily Long, Olivia Perry, Gabby Salem, and Grayson Stevens. The head coach for Clinton Central is Melissa Perry, and the head coach for Frankfort is Kia Rushton. So Frankfort is in the blue jerseys on your screen, and Clinton Central is in the white jerseys with the green numbers and letters. Student section filing in for Frankfort.
If the student section is as fired up tonight as they were against Clinton Prairie the other night, that could definitely be a factor in the game.
Mm-hmm. There weren't as many of them to start out a moment ago, but boy, they got in here pretty quickly. And a lot of them are wearing Frankfort, construction hats, and also some of them have, handheld hot dogs for the mascot. Emma Pillion gets us started by serving for Frankfort, and she comes up with a service ace. Good start for the Bulldogs, and for Emma, that is her 184th service ace of the year. Make it 185. How about that start for the Bulldog, or for Frankfort Hot Dogs?
We got dogs on both sides tonight.
That's going to be fun. Pillion again. Can she make it 3 in a row? That one sent over by Allie Adair. And a whistle. Courtney Serber. 2 hits there for Clinton Central, so that means point for Frankfort. One girl that you'll notice is Brooklyn Perry up front. Also, a lot of action on the junior varsity squad. So she's helping pull double duty tonight, and she's fired up as she watches her team get another point. Quick beginning to this one for Frankfort as they lead 4-0.
Passing has been an area that Clinton Central really has struggled with all season long. You see her, the Coach Perry making a sub there with her libero coming in for serve receive.
And the kill that time goes to Brooklyn Perry. Fired up, also on the help there, Erica Stevenson. So Stevenson up front with Perry. Clinton Central just trying to get something going here, and right idea by Serber, but unfortunately for her, she hits it way past the back line. And the early onslaught for Frankfort continues as Pillion continues to serve. Sets this one up with Stevenson, and Stevenson gets the kill.
That was a nice tip by Stevenson, wide open there on defense. Way to put that in a hole there.
So that takes us to our first timeout, and we want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Healthy Communities of Clinton County Coalition, which was formed in 2006 as a partnership of healthcare providers, service care providers, educators, and community leaders who are interested in addressing issues of health in the Clinton County community. Now, over 15 years later, the coalition is still committed to making permanent changes by encouraging policy, systems, and environmental changes with the desire to always make the healthy choice the easy choice. Learn more at healthyclintonccounty.com. Mental health is so important to talk about, Laura, especially with these young ladies. You got a lot to deal with. You got volleyball, you got school, family stuff.
Yeah, you know, and COVID didn't help.
Yeah.
Mental health really has been an increasing issue over the years, but COVID certainly brought it to the forefront, and we've seen more and more incidents of students reaching out needing assistance with their mental health. And that's really what these mental health awareness games is about, is to bring that awareness and letting people know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to reach out. There are a lot of resources in our area, and we want people to be aware of those resources and to reach out for assistance when they need it.
Courtney Serber gets the kill to end the 8-0 run that Frankfort started. Checking in for Clinton Central to serve here. Carly Davidson. And a hit to the back line, and it gets in. So that one, Bridget Royer thought she hit it right where she wanted to, in a spot where it was tough for Frankfort to get it. So Samantha Adams serves again. Right to Emma Pillion. Sent over by Sterrett. Right there to defend it is Pillion again. Dropped over by Stevenson, but Clinton Central's defense does the job they need. However, trouble at the net means a Frankfort point.
Clinton Central really has to cut down on their unforced errors. Not that Frankfort is doing anything wrong, but they really haven't had to be super aggressive because Clinton Central has just made error after error after error.
Tiffany Zhang serving for the Hot Dogs. Sterrett, can she execute the drop shot? Yes. That little deception there works in her favor. Macy Sterrett getting close to 300 kills this season. That one way too hard from Bridget Royer. Making it now 11-2 Frankfort. So if you're new to the sport of volleyball, the JV matches, those are best of three. So you win two, you win the match. You win two sets, you win the match. In the varsity, it's different. You got to win 3 sets out of 5. Sterrett hits it down the line, and it gets in. They say it's in, so point for Frankfort. And it's different in tournaments, like when these two teams played earlier in the year.
Correct. Tournaments are best 2 out of 3. Regular games, 3 out of 5.
Georgia Evans checking in for Clinton Central. She takes a spot on the front line. And that one hit off the fingertips of Perry, and Royer gets credit for the kill here.
I want to give a shout out to the Frankfort student section. Noticing lots and lots of students over there supporting the mental health games. Lots of kids in purple T-shirts, which is the color for mental health awareness. And a lot of them, even in the gray T-shirts, are in mental health T-shirts from other sports. So I want to give a shout out to the hot dog fans over there, the student section, doing a great job supporting the mental health awareness games.
And I'm asking this question out of total ignorance. What made purple be the color for mental health?
I really don't know.
Okay. I've always been curious about that.
Full disclosure, I don't know who picked the color, but they did. And so, you know, we go with it. Green is suicide awareness. Purple is mental health awareness. And that's what we're talking about tonight is mental health awareness. And obviously the student section's aware of that. And I love it. I love to see them out there supporting it and being aware of the game tonight and what it means. So that's really neat to see that solidarity.
Courtney Serber got that last kill. And Georgia Evans is on a nice little run here, serving for Clinton Central. They've had the last 3 points when she's been serving, and she probably hates me for saying that.
Yeah.
I just jinxed her with a service error there.
Yeah, but another unforced error, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs.
Brooklyn Perry serving now. 5'9", freshman. I mean, I think one thing you got to like if you're Kia Rushton with Brooklyn Perry, she's already 5'9" as a freshman. She's probably not done growing either.
Yeah, she doesn't appear to be. She has that build that she's all legs. She looks like she's still perhaps growing, and that's good because she is the tallest person on the hot dog roster, and they really don't have any height after her. So,
along with Laura Archibald, I'm John Herrick. We are with you from Case Arena, Frankfort High School. Another edition of Frankfort Volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and Hot Dog TV. Frankfort off to an excellent start here in set one, and that one just right idea by Royer, just didn't get enough on it as it hits the net, and Frankfort extends their lead to 10. Perry serves again for the Hot Dogs, over to the Bulldogs of Clinton Central. Royer that time tried to take out some of her anger on it. Sterrett comes back. That one clears the net, well executed by Chelsea Rydens, one of the team's 3 sophomores. Gives it back to Clinton Central. And the server is Courtney Serber this time. And Serber just got her 250th service ace of the season.
Courtney's a really solid all-around player for the Bulldogs. She's played all the way around for them last year and this year. A good leader for them as a junior.
Dropped over by Sterrett. Serber was about to get it, but Royer says, I'll take care of it, and she hits it to the back line where the libero, Ashley Zhang for Frankfort, tried to catch up to it but could not. This was a very quick start to set one for Frankfort. They jumped out to an 8-0 lead. And Clinton Central's been trying to play catch-up ever since. Royer, though, perfect. She was in the right place at the right time and saw the hole in the defense, which is exactly why Frankfort wants to use a timeout. Don't forget, the new 3-digit phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 988. To use it, dial 988 on any phone. This number is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The other number will remain active indefinitely, but 988 is easy to remember and it's easy to use.
Yeah, so prior to the game, you could see the coaches have purple shirts on, and on the back of them, it says 988 reach out. All the players had those shirts on earlier as well. 988 just started in July in Indiana. We're the first state in the nation to have our 3-digit hotline number up and running, and so we're really proud of that. A lot of work went into that, and so we're really proud of that, and we're really glad to have that up and running. It's like 911, but for mental health. 988, 3 digits. You can call it, you can text it. Easy to remember. The other suicide prevention lifeline number stays in effect, but 988, easy to remember, easy to use.
If you text it, do you get a response from an agent on the other end? Or is
You
it
do.
Kind of, wow, that's
You do.
pretty awesome.
And that was very intentional because of
Right.
adolescence.
Right.
I mean, we live in a world where teenagers, they don't like to talk on the phone. They like to text. And so that was very intentional. That was something that a lot of people worked really hard to make sure happened. That's not happening with all 3-digit emergency lines in all states, but it happened here in Indiana. And that was because adolescents were at the forefront of our minds and something that we wanted to make sure that we were reaching. And so we made sure it was a talk and text line. And so teenagers who don't feel comfortable, or adults, anyone who doesn't feel comfortable talking but feel comfortable texting, or some phones can text and not talk. So there are people who don't have minutes for talking, but they can text, especially if they have Wi-Fi. That enables them to reach out to that number as well. And so that was the other thought behind the texting capability of the 988 number.
Don't forget it, folks, 988. And one thing that's happening really well here for Frankfort is Jalen Smith, who, by the way, leads the team in service aces. Frankfort went on another nice run there, a 3-0 run after leading 16-9. They pushed their lead to 10, but that stops that run as Bridget Royer drops back to serve. Jalen Smith, by the way, now 244 service aces on the season. There's a service ace for Royer, though, her 174th in what is now 25 matches, this being number 25 for them. Starrett comes back with a nice swing, but defended well by Serber. Starrett again.
Little miscommunication on that set.
And a smash kill for Samantha Adams. Feels like Adams and Royer are the two players that are going to be leading the charge here for Clinton Central, and especially as we get into sectional time.
Absolutely. Those are their two big offensive guns. They do have some other players who can hit. They do have other they probably have a little bit more of a balanced attacking game than Frankfort, but they definitely are led by Adams and Royer for sure.
A double hit called on Clinton Central, so that's a point for Frankfort.
It's interesting. I would say Clinton Central has a more balanced hitting attack than Frankfort, but Frankfort's defense and passing is heads above that of Clinton Central. Unfortunately, Clinton Central doesn't get to utilize that good attacking game that they have, that balanced attacking game, because they don't always pass and play good enough defense to set up their really pretty good hitters.
Clinton Central makes a sub. Grayson Stevens comes in off the bench. Allie Adair sets it up, and that is hit well by Carly Davison. This is where the future, I think, of Clinton Central lies here, Laura, with 6 freshmen, and some of them play junior varsity and varsity. There's some crossover there, but they got some neat that they're building here.
They are, and they have some really good freshmen, Carly Davison being one of them. Her sister graduated last year. She comes from a family of really good athletes. She's a good athlete. She'll be a force to be reckoned with, and with them not having a lot of depth and not a lot of numbers, she's getting lots and lots of playing time, and that's just going to serve well for her in the next few years. I mean, by the time she is a senior, she will be a player to watch for sure.
So now with that last point by Frankfort, they're 3 points away from a set victory, and another timeout called here by Clinton Central. A reminder, you're not alone. 1 in 5 individuals in the U.S. experience mental illness at some point in their lifetime. It is okay to not be okay. Reach out for help. Talk to a friend or family member, a support person or group, or a healthcare professional. Laura, how much of a difference have you seen in people who struggle but make that effort to reach out?
It makes all the difference. It really, really does. And, you know, it just can be one person, and that's all it takes. And, you know, we find that out through all the research that we do and the data we collect. All it takes is one person to make a difference. And one of the things that we really stress is filling in your will. And so in your wheel, that may be somebody that maybe is your mentor. That can be a coach. That can be a teacher, a parent, you know, a coach that you used to have, somebody from your church, whatever it is. That one person that reaches out, that one person you can talk to. That's all it takes sometimes. And it's interesting. So a semicolon is kind of the international symbol for mental health now, and people often ask me why. I don't understand that. So when an author is writing a sentence that could end, sometimes they use a semicolon because you choose not to end that sentence, right?
Yep.
So when you use that and when you're symbolizing mental health, the author is you are using that semicolon to represent your life. You're not ending your life. Mm-hmm. You know, you're choosing to move on and to keep it going, and that's what that semicolon represents. And that's on the shirts tonight for a reason, because we want people to reach out and get help and choose to keep going. And it's super important. Every single school in this county, all 4 schools plus the Crossing, our alternative school, are part of a North Central Health Service Preventing Youth Suicide Initiative. For the next 2 years, these schools are concentrating on how to prevent youth suicide, what these schools can do to change the culture in their schools, the policies to prevent youth suicides. And that's part of what we're doing tonight.
You started off this set with Emma Pillion serving, and now it's set point for Frankfort. That's too many hits, so net trouble, leading to a point for Clinton Central. They make a sub, bring in Bridget Royer, and bring back Samantha Adams, one of their reliable seniors, to try to keep this set going. Adams lets it fly, right to Pillion. Dropped over by Stevenson. Royer with the drop shot, works well. Bridget Royer's executed that now 3 times in set 1. And a timeout.
Really, neither team is covering the tip very well this evening.
Leads us to another timeout and a reminder that over 20% of young people have a mental illness, and only 1 in 5 of them will get the help they need. Did you know that Healthy Communities of Clinton County offers Changes, an intensive outpatient mental health program for adolescents in middle and high school? Call Tammy at 765-659-6063 for more information. Again, adolescents, making sure that they get the help they need is really important with like you mentioned, adolescent suicide being too much of a problem in society today.
It is, and that program is really great because it's a half-day program, so kids don't have to get so behind on their schoolwork. We'll come pick them up at school, take them to Healthy Communities for their programming, and then drop them off wherever they need to go after school, whether that's practice, back at school, work, home, wherever that is.
Adams serves again, off the fingertips of Justine Thomas. Service ace for Adams.
So after a slow start, the Bulldogs have really done a nice job of clawing their way back into this game.
They've had 3 in a row. 3 points go their way. Starrett is right there. Smacked across by Perry. Starrett tries to get it to the back line, but Clinton Central able to keep it alive. What a rally this is. Perry tries the short shot, and it is defended well by Clinton Central. Starrett gets it in, and that takes care of set number one, 25-19. Frankfort starts off hot. Clinton Central tries to rally and come back, but the Hot Dogs take set number one. Set two comes your way when we come back in just a moment on the ISC Sports Network and Hot Dog TV.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first dunk.
Smith tracks it down. Shot at the buzzer.
He got it. Look out! Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants. Makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave. Bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence Central.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com.
Are they doing a third
you can
season
see
on that show?
Episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
About to start the second set. Frankfort took the first one, 25-19. Started quickly on an 8-0 run, and they are 2 sets away from possibly getting their 12th win of the season at 11-13 on the year. Clinton Central trying to improve upon an 8-16 mark coming in, along with Laura Archibald. I'm John Herrick. Thanks for being with us at Case Arena. As a very active Frankfort student section enjoys the evening so far. And what do you think both teams were talking about in their huddles before this second set, Laura?
I think if you were Coach Rushton, she's probably telling her team to be much more aggressive. This is as laid back as I've seen them in a while, the least aggressive I've seen them in a while, and she wants them to play at a higher level. They're capable, and I think she wants to see them. They started out really strong, but then you saw them really kind of take their foot off the accelerator. The opposite case was with the Bulldogs. They started out slow, but then they really turned on the burners. And if you're Coach Melissa Perry, you just want them to keep the intensity that they ended with. And right there shows you that they may be able to do that.
And it starts with Bridget Royer, clearly one of the team's big leaders. And look at how fired up they got as soon as she got that kill to start off the set. Samantha Adams, the other senior leader, dropping back to serve.
Yeah, I would say the last 12 points of Game 1 were really very even. It was just the beginning of that game. That was all hot dogs.
And Papillion, unable to keep that one in play, leads to a Samantha Adams service ace. So it was an 8-0 start for Frankfort in set 1, already a 2-0 start in this one. So it was 24-16, and yeah, I mean, they come back and score 3 in a row. And here they are with 3 in a row. So basically, they have, if you're Clinton Central, 6 of the last 7 points, ending set 1 and now here into set 2.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Rushton will let it go on much longer.
Got timeouts to use if you want them. Both teams used all of their available timeouts in set 1, and then a service error by Adams here. Frankfort makes a sub. They bring in Morgan Harrington.
Morgan Harrington probably had the best game I've seen her play against Clint Prairie the other night. Played absolutely fantastic defense.
She serves here. Serber there to defend. And they try to set Server up, and she almost gets a kill out of it. Clinton Central's defense a bit back on their heels. They got to get it over. Here they do with Adams. And the net play just doesn't work out. It was hit in an awkward spot. Tough for Jalen Smith to do anything with it. She did her best, but Clinton Central brings in Georgia Evans, one of the 2 juniors on the roster. And Evans is the server. She lets it fly. Trying to set up Starrett. Too much on it from Bridget Royer. You can tell us, I think she's got some adrenaline and energy after that first kill she got.
She does, and she's aggressive. She's a softball player too. I don't know if she still pitches, used to be a pitcher. She's got a big arm swing. She's an aggressive player in every sport. That's just Bridget's personality. She is never going to back down.
Ashley Zhang is the server for Frankfort, and that one, I guess, went just out. It was close, but they rule it out, so it's a point for Frankfort. I don't think Ashley thought she would be getting the ball back, but she does. Starrett trying to get it across and get another Frankfort point, and she does, tying this setup at 4.
Beautiful hit. Nice down the line. Caught the defender, not really in place.
Zhang is the team's libero, has 177 digs on the season. That's an average of 7 per match. And then, of course, Starrett is the dig leader by far for Frankfort. Frankfort takes their first lead of the second set. Royer had to really go down to get that one. Starrett. I think the net worked in her favor, yes, and it stays in. Point for Frankfort.
She can thank the net for that one because she was swinging wide.
Dropped over, but very well defended by Pillion. Evans tries to set up Serber here, and that benefits Clinton Central. Pulls them back within 1. And Serber is the server. Much different flow here to set 2 than we had to begin set 1.
Absolutely. Much better all-around play.
Royer thought she might take control of that one, but that one deflects off and out. And another point for Frankfort, leading to Jalen Smith serving. Smith, one of the team's 2 freshmen. And that right idea by Alyssa Empson, but it just hit the net. I think she spotted a weakness in the middle of the zone, just didn't quite get it there.
Absolutely, but good vision, good way to see it.
Smith got to serve again. Royer comes back, and she's done that a lot in her career, and she does it again for Clinton Central.
Yeah, I really like Bridget on the outside or the right side. You know, with that big swing, it gives her a little more court to swing at, but unfortunately they don't have a lot of height either on the Bulldogs, so they have to have her hitting out of the middle a lot of times so that they could have her blocking there. But I think she's a more effective hitter out of the right side or the outside.
Bridget Royer with 6 kills already in this match, putting her at 120 on the season.
I think the same could be said about Sam Adams, another player that plays a lot out in the middle because they need her for blocking purposes, but truly is an outside hitter on any other team with some height, you know.
Macy Sterrett back to serve. Able to get her hands on this defensively. Stevenson has it hit right back to her. Sterrett uses some deception, and it works to her advantage. And you know the student section knows her well. A lot of those guys have class with her. You heard the Macy Sterrett chant, and with good reason.
And she's exciting to watch. She's a fun player to watch. She mixes the ball up. She's, you know, nothing hits the ground when Macy's near. I mean, she's a fun player to watch.
All Serber could do was get one hand on that one. So number 7 for Frankfort, Emma Pillion, wins the battle with the number 7 for Clinton Central. And now the lead is 5.
I think one of the things that's fun about Macy Sterrett, she's not a big girl. She hits like she's tall, but she's not tall.
She's only 5'4".
Yeah, she is a small person, but she plays like she's tall. That's fun. That's fun for people to watch. They can relate to the underdog who, you know, plays like a tall person. You know, that's fun for people, and she's relatable. And she's excited when things happen on the court. People like to watch her play.
This is now an 8-2 run by Frankfort after it was tied at 4. Now they lead by 6, which forces a Clinton Central timeout. Don't forget that COVID has had a negative impact on mental health across the nation. Indiana has the nation's first 3-digit mental health crisis line. 988 went live in July of this year. People in Indiana can call 988 to be connected to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You mentioned this earlier, Laura. COVID still had a negative effect. COVID is not gone. It never will be gone. And people are still dying from it. The Indiana Department of Health reporting more COVID deaths this week.
Yeah, you're right. It's never going to be gone. And it's one of those things we're going to deal with, and it's going to be seasonal like the flu. You know, I think there'll be strains of it that will come and go. I mean, we're going to be dealing with this forever. And so, you know, it has had a huge impact, not just social isolation, but grief because we have lost a lot of people to it. You know, and people have really struggled through COVID, and you know, people have lost jobs, you know, all of those things, and it's had a huge impact on people's mental health. And, you know, this 988 number couldn't have come any too soon. That is for sure. And I'm really proud of the efforts Indiana's made. Every state in the nation eventually will have a 3-digit code number, but Indiana's the first, and that's a lot of effort has went into that. Mental Health America is one of the leaders on that, and a shout out to them for all their work on that. And, you know, I'm proud to say that we're one of their partners, and, you know, they've done an amazing job getting that to the forefront and did a lot of work lobbying to get that done. And so 988 couldn't have come at a better time following all the fallout we've seen after COVID with mental health.
Both teams kind of exchange service errors there. Serber knocks it back to the back line. Sterrett able to set it up and got it over to Brooklyn Perry, but Perry put too much on it and it goes out. Clinton Central making another nice run here to get within 4. Carly Davison serves. That one just cleared it, and it ends up being a service ace. I think Justine Thomas maybe thought that somebody else would be there, and now she's having a conversation with her head coach, Kia Rushton.
It was actually a beautiful serve by Davidson.
And that one hit back in the middle of the floor by Pillion, which she didn't quite mean to do, and Coach Rushton saying enough of that because, yeah, This lead was up at 6, and now it has whittled down to 2, so Coach Rushton calling a timeout here. 3 of 10 Americans say that the pandemic had a negative impact on their mental health. Anxiety and stress are the most common mental health struggles reported from the pandemic, which means there is help available. Healthy Communities of Clinton County has bilingual systems of care navigators available to assist you in finding mental health services. Call 765-659-6063 for free help. Yeah, I love that the bilingual part. Very important to mention because we have a lot of people that speak a lot of different languages, especially in Indiana.
We do, and certainly in Clinton County we have a high Latino population, and a lot of people speak Spanish, and so us having bilingual system of care navigators is a priority for us. We have 4 staff members who are fluent in Spanish, and that's really important, something that we really stress, and we made sure that 2 of our system of care navigators are bilingual, and what they do is really connect people with care and wrap them in services. What we were told by mental health providers is someone can't concentrate on getting therapy or help if they're worried about where their kids are going to get a meal tonight, or where they're going to lay their head at night, or if they're going to have electricity. Then they can't concentrate on getting mental health services. And so what we do is what we call wraparound services. And so we help them with all those things, getting a job, help with utilities, getting anything that they need, getting into mental health services, all of those sort of services and the wraparound services, so that then when they get into those mental health treatment services, they can actually concentrate on getting better.
Erica Stevenson put a little too much on that. You saw the student section really get into it, especially when Macy Starrett had that last kill, but Clinton Central battling back, getting within 2, and a service ace for Samantha Adams, her 3rd one of the match. She had 2 in the first set, and here she has 1 in the second set. And Clinton Central, we've had a lot of ebbs and flows here in set 2. Clinton Central starts off with a lead. Frankfort comes back to take it away and lead by as many as 6, but then the service error right there puts the lead back to 2. Morgan Harrington comes in and will serve.
Seems to be a lot of miscommunication between the Hot Dogs on serve receive tonight for some reason.
Big swing from Bridget Royer, and it gets deflected out. Frankfort unable to return it. Clinton Central a chance to tie the game. They make a couple subs here. Alyssa Empson, Georgia Evans both check in. Evans is the server.
Hot Dogs are just a little early on those blocks, coming down, getting used a lot. I think they've been used to a little bit quicker arm swings in their last few matches. It's one of those adjustments that they need to make, and make quickly, so that they can stop getting blocking errors.
There was one deflection, maybe a tad too early, but Frankfort able to get it across. What a play that was on the back line by Justine Thomas. Trying to set up Starrett. And there to save the day on the back line, though, was Davison. Dropped over by Perry, and Perry comes up with a timely kill for Frankfort. You can start to feel that momentum shifting towards the Bulldogs, and the Hot Dogs are seizing it back. The team's libero, Ashley Zhang, checks in, and she serves. Zhang serves right to Royer. Royer gets it back. Zhang tries to return one. That's not an easy thing to do with how hard Royer can hit it.
Yeah, for sure.
Courtney Serber back to serve. So ever since Frankfort took the lead, Clinton Central has had plenty of opportunities to tie it, but all they could get was one. Now they do, because that is a double hit on Frankfort. You seeing anything specifically, Laura, that Clinton Central's doing that's changed everything recently? Well, I don't think they were ready. Well, wait a second.
The down ref called for her to tie her shoe.
Okay, so they.
Yeah.
That would explain why Frankfort was standing around going, wait a second here.
Jalen asked to tie her shoe.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens here. It'll probably be a replay. Yeah, replay.
And she's still tying her shoe. And she's ready to go.
Yeah. I think really the Bulldogs are just serving very aggressive this game. That has been the major difference. They have served very aggressive and cut down on their unforced errors. If you remember at the beginning of game one, they just had error after error after error. And it really wasn't anything the Hot Dogs were doing. They just kept making their own errors. Really, this game, they've had very few unforced errors, and they have served very, very aggressively. And that's really been the difference.
And for the first time since early in the set, they've retaken the lead. Royer has that one deflected out. Chasing it down is Zhang, and Zhang just could not put enough on it. That amped up energy in that.
That should be a replay, honestly. She chased that ball down. It was coming back into the court. Did they call that a replay? They should call that a replay. I think they did call it a replay.
Okay.
Yeah, when a player chases a ball down like that and she was getting the ball coming back into the court, it hit the back of the basketball standard. That should be a replay because another player would have had the chance to hit the ball had that standard not been there.
Gotcha. That last one was ruled out. And a point for Frankfort.
That was a great effort by the libero for Frankfort.
Smith serves. Oh, nice dig by Smith. Somehow it clears the net, too. Royer.
Oh.
Got the benefit of the net there. The Clinton Central energy right now, palpable in this building.
It is, and it does seem like every roll is going the Bulldog way right now. That was an excellent dig by Jalen Smith.
Pillion sends it to the back line. Davison drops it over. Zhang has to get it over and does. And that one, I think, might have been another early block try. Samantha Adams is the beneficiary there. Timeout called by Frankfort, their last one of set two. Are you more comfortable texting with someone than talking? Did you know that you can text 988? 988, the suicide crisis lifeline, available by both calling and texting. The important thing is that you know you are not alone. Reach out in the way that is the most comfortable for you. Call or text 988. Again, we've been harping on that number throughout the broadcast, Laura, but that's the old number's still in effect. It's just this one's a lot easier to remember.
It sure is, and that's really, I mean, the whole premise of these games is to raise awareness, and this is a new number. It just started in July, so we want people to be aware of that number. You're right, we're kind of harping on it, but that's for a reason. We want people to be aware of it. 988, it's like 911, but for mental health. So if you're in a mental health crisis or you know someone who is, please feel free to call or text 988.
So Frankfort used their second timeout. Clinton Central has one service error there from Bridget Royer. Frankfort brings back in Erica Stevenson. I think Frankfort's got to figure out who is serving here. And it's Starrett. Yeah, I think the ball ended up rolling out into the hallway.
And here, that can be a far away if it goes around the corner.
There's Zhang delivering on the back line. Battle at the net. Violation on Frankfort, and Clinton Central gets the point. Olivia Perry checks in for Clinton Central. Allie Adair drops back to serve. So if Clinton Central nods this up, we know we're playing 4 sets for sure. Frankfort leads it 1-0. Starrett has to get it over. Does, and lands it in. It felt like Frankfort was back on their heels defensively, but here comes Macy Starrett, as she's done so many times throughout her career.
Yes, and very smart set to go to Macy Starrett in the back row there.
Ella McAtee is the server for Frankfort. Good rally going by both teams. Starrett setting up Smith. Dropped over by Perry, but sent back by Adams. Starrett again. That is in. That is ruled in. So Frankfort is back within 1.
I think you'll see pretty consistently them go to Perry, then back to Starrett. Perry, Starrett. If you're the Bulldogs, you need a good pass here, and you need to go to Sam Adams in the front row. That pass isn't going to get it done.
Adams, I don't think she didn't mean to send it that way. Perry, but Serber well defends it. Davison, but there's Starrett on the back line. Starrett again. Good communication by Clinton Central. Stevenson drops it over, but there's the defense defending it well. And they say it's point for Frankfort and a net violation, I think.
On Sam Adams, I think, on the follow-through.
I think I did see that net wobble a little bit from her hands there. And we are at now another timeout called by Clinton Central. So this is their last one of set 2. Critical, clearly a critical juncture in this match, Laura, because now we've had more twists and turns than the episode of a favorite TV show you might like in this one. Which has been a lot different than the first set we had.
Absolutely, and this could be really the whole match right here. Mm-hmm. So if Frankfort takes this, they go up 2-0, and if Central gets it, they even it up, and it could change how the rest of the match goes. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. Frankfort has really stepped their game up the last couple of points. And Clinton Central, it's come down to their passing. Their passing has not been good the last few times. They have Sam Adams on the front row. She's an excellent hitter, but they have to pass well enough to get her a good set.
And they also have to try to get the ball back, because right now Frankfort's got it with McAtee serving again.
I think that worked out for the Bulldogs. But in that instant, I would have set Sam Adams. She set herself up. It was a perfect pass. I would have went to my go-to hitter in that instant.
But they do get the point and the lead. Carly Davison serves.
And she served well for them tonight.
Frankfort clearly wanting to play through Starrett. And the kill for Clinton Central. Frankfort clearly, as you see there, trying to readjust defensively.
Neither team has covered that short little tip or roll shot well tonight.
They don't get it across. Allie Adair used that left hand to try to poke it, but ends up sending it out of play. And who is Frankfort sending back to serve? That would be Emma Pillion. Remember, it was Pillion who was serving when Frankfort went on that 8-0 run in set 1 and then helped close out set 1 at the end of it.
Smith was back row for that. It'd be interesting to see a replay and see if she was above the plane of the net. And if she was, that would have been a back row attack.
Starrett has it deflected. Got to get it over here. They do with Serber. Perry hits it hard and gets it down. Point for Frankfort. We're deadlocked at 23. And remember, you have to win by 2.
I really like they're setting her that 32 set a lot more, getting her off that block a little bit more. she seems to handle that set a little bit more than a traditional 2 in the middle. I think Jalen Smith's doing a good job setting her that set instead.
Deception there by Smith, acting like she's going to go one way, flips it back the other way, and now it is set point for Frankfort.
That was a senior setter confident move right there. That was not what you expect to see out of a freshman setter. Excellent job.
They got to get it over, and they don't.
4 hits.
4 hits, so it's a point for Clinton Central. And they get it back with Samantha Adams, who already has a few service aces in this game. 7 kills, too. Frankfort student section trying to rattle her. Starrett hits it out of the air. Dropped over by Murphy, but Serber there to defend. And Courtney Serber delivers it to Stevenson. They try to cover the middle. They do.
Go to Starrett here, I think.
They do. But Clinton Central able to answer it. Fight for it at the net. Whistle. Point Frankfort. Set point again.
I think they called Royer in the net.
Morgan Harrington returns and serves.
Starrett back on the front row for Frankfort.
So is Perry. Serber hits it across. They try to get it to Starrett. Deflected, but there to answer is Adair.
You know, I'd like to say that's a big deal that Starrett's on the...
But it goes out. Yep. They rule that out. And that is point for Frankfort and set 2 in favor of the Hot Dogs, and they win it 2-0 to go up 26-24. And set number 3 comes your way when we come back in just a moment on the ISC Sports Network and Hot Dog TV.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA. High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
The Frankfort Hot Dogs are up 2-0, trying to take this match after a very competitive set number 2. Along with Laura Archibald, I'm John Herrick. Big thanks to Richard Sally, the man running things behind the scenes for Hot Dog TV and the ISC Sports Network. And, well, it's now or never for Clinton Central in this third set here, Laura. What do they have to do?
So I think they have to stay consistent. They did a much better job in Game 2. Keep that momentum going. Stay consistent in Game 3. Pass better. That's the key to the game. When they passed well, they were in the lead. When they stopped passing well, it took them out of their offense. They really do have a pretty diverse offense. They have several good hitters. I mean, 2 that are better than the rest, but they have a really pretty diverse offense that they can utilize if they just pass well. And they passed great in the first half of the game. When their passing kind of slacked off in the second half, that's when they fell apart. And the Hot Dogs took advantage. On the other side of the net, the Hot Dogs played better as the game went along, and you saw them get a more aggressive. And I think that's what Coach Rushton wants to see out of them. When they're aggressive and energetic, they play their best ball.
Who can take the first point? And it's been a competitive rally to start off set number 3, won by Courtney Serber, who gets the kill, and that allows her senior teammate and leader, Samantha Adams, to get a chance to serve. First set, Frankfort led 8-0, and then they ended up winning 25-19. Second set, it was 4-0, the lead for Clinton Central, but then Frankfort came right back, and we had a very compelling ending to set 2, and a good start here to set 2 as both teams go stride for stride with one another. Erica Stevenson gets that kill, and incoming to serve is Morgan Harrington. Really a big night for both teams here. If you're Frankfort, you win, you'd get your 12th win of the season, and that would match your win total from last year. If you are Clinton Central, you have 8 wins coming in. If you win tonight, you would have more wins this year than you did last year. An improvement, the name of the game for both these squads.
Yeah, I think either way, I think they're going to end up with as many, if not more, wins than they had last season. I think improvement has been seen from last year to this year, and they're still young and they're still building. I mean, these are definitely rebuilding years for them, and to see improvement from last year to this year is a win for both of these programs.
Georgia Evans comes in to serve. Oh, she gets the benefit of the net there for a service ace. So for Evans, she just got her 162nd service ace of the year in 25 matches. Starrett drops it over, fools everybody. And Evans did all she could to try to dig it out of there. And for Frankfort, the libero, Ashley Zhang. And Zhang serves. And Serber, well, that one was not. You can tell when a volleyball player does something they don't mean to do. When they hit it and it changes direct, they're like, wait, what? They have that look where they look up in the air going, that is not what I tried there. Not what I was hoping for.
That is not what that was supposed to do.
Starrett trying to deliver the kill, and does. It was close to that line, but it lands in.
That was a beautiful shot. No one was even there. She looked through the net, just put it right down that line. Really, Clinton Central's left that line open all night long.
Zhang with the service ace.
Clinton Central, once again, struggling on passing. I hate to see that because when they pass well, they play well.
So Zhang now with her 13th service error of the season, but she also has 120 service aces. If Frankfort wins this, they take the match. If Clinton Central wins it, then we go to a fourth set. And there you see it again, Laura, the struggle passing.
Yeah. And I'd love to say I think Frankfort is like serving them off the court with these great aggressive serves, but I really don't think they are. I just think that Clinton Central is struggling passing. I mean, that's a good serve, but it's not a great serve. They're just struggling on passing. That, however, is a great dig.
Yeah, great dig by Zhang. Her and Smith have had a couple of beauties tonight on there. And that is a violation on Clinton Central, a double hit. And I think Melissa Perry sees that not going her way, so she opts to use one of her 2 timeouts here in set 3 with Frankfort winning 8-4. Don't forget, you're not alone. 1 in 5 individuals in the U.S. experience mental illness at some point in their lifetime. It is okay to not be okay. Reach out for help. Talk to a friend or family member, a support person or group, or a healthcare professional. Laura, I got to ask, what if a person is afraid to reach out? Is there a way to try to get them, to encourage them to do that? That's always the hard part.
Yeah, so if they're afraid, that's the nice thing about things like 988. They're anonymous.
Yep.
So you don't even have to tell them your name. That's the nice thing. So even if you can, and all the other thing is the online thing. So there are Zoom support groups now. There are all kinds of anonymous ways to reach out for help. You can join a support group that's out of California now, and no one knows you. So if, your thing is you don't want people to know that you're struggling, or you don't want people around you to know that you're in a support group, you can join all these support groups and things online now, and join one that's in California or New Zealand or wherever you want. That's one of those wonderful things that did actually come out of COVID, is that you can have so many more resources at your fingertips. And so, I mean, we really try to encourage people to know it's okay not to be okay, that it's okay to not be okay, and there is no stigma attached to it. If you have high blood pressure, you're not embarrassed. If you have diabetes, you're not embarrassed. You shouldn't be embarrassed if you're struggling with mental health issues. But if you are, and you don't want people to know, you can reach out anonymously. There is help out there for you that people don't have to know about. And so just make sure you reach out no matter how you do it.
Macy Sterrett serves. That one kept alive by Grayson Stevens, the team's libero. I don't think she was feeling very great about that initially by tracking it down, but then that led to a point. So
it did.
So now she's fired up.
And the benefit of the net. You got to love it. The Bulldogs have had a lot of those tonight. The net has definitely been their friend tonight.
We've seen a lot of bizarre hits off the nets, especially on serves. Allie Adair serves. That's not one of them. And you can just tell right away it had that low trajectory. Did not have enough to get up to clear it.
You at least got to give it a chance. Hit the top of the tape.
Ella McAtee in to serve, one of the team's 5 sophomores. Might have been a miscommunication there, not sure, but Carly Davison, I think, was thinking somebody else was coming in to help, and she spun that ball around, went out of play.
Yeah, I see a lot of frustration there.
McAtee gets it across. Davison trying to go for the kill, does not quite get it. Stevenson defends well. And there is a fantastic play at the net by Brooklyn Perry, who's had a busy night. Helped the JV team earlier, and now she's playing varsity.
She is a fantastic blocker. She was out lots and lots of matches due to concussion protocol. She still leads the team in blocks. So I cannot imagine how many blocks she would have if she would have played all the sets that she could have played.
Chased down by Smith, set up to Stevenson. There's another bizarre play at the net where the ball goes rolling across the top but drops down for the point. Frankfort makes a substitution here, puts in Justine Thomas. And it gets hit right to Thomas. Stevenson has it hit right back to her. She tries again, and then there was a bit of a collision there between Olivia Perry and Davison. So this is just firing that Frankfort student section up even more.
It is, for sure.
Emma Pillion gets it across. And a kill for Brooklyn Perry.
You've really seen Brooklyn Perry progress as the seasons went on. You know, at the beginning of the season, we were seeing her really only hit out of the middle, dead center of the court. You know, now you're seeing her run some backslides, some 32s. I really love seeing her. I think her timing's better, actually, when they move her around a little bit, and she hits better. So it's nice to see, and Jalen Smith is doing a good job of moving her around, and that shows that veteran leadership by that freshman setter. She's doing a great job. She really, truly is a floor general.
That was a heck of a play by Courtney Serber. Just that she saw that hole on the right side, able to get the point for Clinton Central. And a service ace for the Bulldogs. The 5th one of the night for Samantha Adams.
That was a great serve.
Adams again. Right to Pillion. Starrett tries to hammer it to the back line, but it's defended well by Davison. Hole in the defense found by Bridget Royer. When Bridget Royer gets a point for Clinton Central, it really doesn't feel like just 1 point. It feels like it makes more than a 1 point difference for them.
Yeah, she is definitely excitable person. She has a lot of energy. She lifts her team up for sure, and you love that as a coach. You love people with that much energy.
3 in a row. Samantha Adams just got the service ace. Starrett zips it past Davison. I think Starrett sees that back line or that left side and thinks that's where I'm going with it.
Well, it's wide open, so you might as well go there.
Might as well take with what's wide open.
Yeah, but if they're going to give it to you, you might as well take it all night long, right?
And, you know, she also sees a freshman playing on the back line there, so she might take advantage.
Although she's probably their best defensive player, to be honest. She really is. Davison is, not probably. She is their best defensive player. But they're playing 2 people back there. I mean, I'm really not quite sure what defensive scheme they're running when they hit from the back row. They really should pull 3 back on defense, but they're not. They're only pulling 2 back. So either corner is going to work, but the angle that Macy's hitting from, that's just a more natural hit for her.
Georgia Evans comes back in to serve, and Starrett drops it across. Evans again. She has tried to defend that left side, or that right side, when she comes in. But Starrett's just been able to occupy it.
She has. Because here's the truth. She hits hard, she hits hard, she hits hard. You get back, you're ready for that hard hit, and then she just drops it over the net. Nice and gentle. It's hard to adjust.
Starrett with a nice play there defensively, and that allowed McAtee to knock it across for the kill.
Nice dig by Starrett. Yeah, we were talking a minute ago, really when Frankfort hits from the back row, Clinton Central needs to have 3 back on defense. Really, they need to have 5 back. They need to leave 1 blocker at the net. The other 5 need to be back on defense. Most of the time, they have 3 people standing on the net, none of them jumping to block, and 2 people playing defense, and the setter releasing to the net. And it's leaving the floor wide open for Starrett. I think she has more kills from hitting from the back row tonight than she does from the front row.
Serber setting up Davison. Starrett trying to come back. There's a well-played defensive mindset from Serber to get back there. Starrett again. Tries. Did she get it in? They say she did. It was close, but it just got in and hit the line for another Frankfort point. Jalen Smith serves. One of 2 freshmen on the varsity roster, the other one being Perry. Sterrett kept that alive to give her team a chance, and then she gets the kill. I mean, it's like, yes, we see how well she plays offensively, but that play she made defensively made all the difference.
Yeah, and she's had several of those. Sometimes she just plays well offensively because she set herself up by a gorgeous dig.
Well, now you're getting down to it. If you're Frankfort, how do you close this thing out, trying to get 6 more points here?
Well, number one, you keep going to Macy Sterrett. She's on fire. I mean, they really found no way to stop her tonight, so why not keep it, taking it to her? I would keep going to her as long as they don't have an answer for her. Take the ball to her. 2, I think stay aggressive on your serving. Central struggling on passing, so keep serving aggressive. Take the ball to them on serving, and keep doing what you're doing. It's worked, and don't let up. Be aggressive. When Frankfort plays aggressive, they are at the top of their game.
Or just have the energy the student section has.
Yeah,
that'll help.
I love their student section. It really does seem to energize their team. It really does.
You know, when I went to Roncalli High School, and we had a big student section. We had a lot of creative cheers. And I feel like that kind of has gotten lost in schools somewhere along the way. So it's nice to see a lot of school pride and energy there.
I agree. Yeah. And I think COVID also kind of took it away even more.
Mm-hmm. Hard to have school spirit if you don't have kids in school.
Yeah.
When everything shut down in 2020. Great to see everything back to normal again in 2022.
Kids missed it.
They totally missed it. I think we as adults missed it.
Absolutely. I missed it. I know I did.
Sterrett. There finds that open lane on the back line again, Laura.
I really don't know what Clinton Central is doing on defense. 2 people back every time Sterrett hits. And she's an excellent hitter. I would be, and you haven't touched her on a block all night. If anything, I'd put 1 blocker on her, pull 5 people back on defense, and hope somebody gets a hand on it. Honestly, I feel sorry for Carly Davison. She, she's the only person back there diving all over the place trying to get a handle on that ball.
So Sterrett averages 4 kills a set. She has 15 tonight, which means she's had 5 kills in each of these 3 sets so far. And she serves, gets the benefit of the net ricochet.
Yeah, I mean, it really has been the Macy Sterrett show tonight. It really, truly has. And part of that is she is playing fabulous tonight. She really, really is. But part of that's because Clinton Central is giving her the entire court to hit at.
They say that one is out. It was close.
It was close.
But normally she's been getting it right on the line to where it's hard. Do you go after it? Do you not go after it? And they decide to not go after it. Pays dividends. Allie Adair serves. She has a service ace tonight. Sterrett couldn't quite clear the net this time. Clinton Central trying to put together a rally and extend this match. Can they do it? Adair again. Sent over, and there's another net play that goes their way. McAtee, but I tell you what, if that clears the net, that might drop down for a point.
Yeah.
Frankfort, understanding the magnitude of this, trying to close this set out, calls another timeout. And over 20% of young people have a mental illness. Only 1 in 5 of them will get the help they need. Did you know that Healthy Communities of Clinton County offers Changes, an intensive outpatient mental health program for adolescents in middle and high school? Call Tammy at 765-659-6063. It's so important to make sure our young people have the mental health they need, Laura.
Absolutely. This is a great program. We do it via telehealth with Changes program through Sycamore Springs. They can come right to Healthy Communities. It saves them and the families from having to try to get transportation all the way to Lafayette. We knew that was one of the big barriers to getting help. So we, through the United Way, were able to get some funding to be able to bring that programming here to Clinton County. And like I said, we even provide transportation for that program.
Allie Adair back to work. Clinton Central has had the last couple of points here in a row, trying to make it 3 in a row. Davison hits it to the back line, but Sterrett's waiting on it. Now she tries to set it across, but has it hit right back to her. Stevenson this time. Good block at the net. Well played by Samantha Adams.
So this is probably Frankfort's weakest rotation offensively. They don't have Brooklyn in the front row, Macy's in the back row. This is definitely the rotation that they struggle the most in.
But a service ace after all that. Such a good run by Adair. And she sends it wide. And right after you say that, Laura, Brooklyn Perry comes right back into the game.
Yep. And this makes all the difference for the Hot Dogs.
McAtee serves. Tipped up. Net play. Who wins it? Well, Clinton Central able to keep it alive. Stevenson able to knock it over with one hand while she was out of position chasing it down. And that one just goes off the fingertips of Sterrett. Timely kill there by Carly Davison. And she is the server now. Fired up after that big play.
Like to see your freshman coming through for the clutch play in a close game. You got to like that if you're Coach Barry.
Justine Thomas checks in for Frankfort. And Thomas can't come up with that. Davison providing a lot of the energy right now. Frankfort wins, then they take the match. If Clinton Central wins, we go to a fourth set.
I think if you're Clinton Central, Davison is definitely a beacon of hope for your future. She does not play like a freshman, that is for sure.
Serber got it over.
I know she's been burned a lot on the back row tonight, but like I said, that has really not been her fault. It's because she is one of two people back there trying to cover that whole back row.
Too many hits. That time the net, as it's usually been the benefit of Clinton Central, not that time, and it is now match point for Frankfort. Serving is Pillion. Adams gets it back over. Sterrett tries to end it, but there's Davidson waiting on it. Serber finds the hole in the defense and drops it in. She tried to get it over there, and she saw that there was nobody there virtually.
Yeah, and she's done that several times tonight, and it's been open every single time. So great court awareness by Courtney Serber.
Samantha Adams serves right to Zhang, and Zhang meant to hit it forward, hit it too far right. Frankfort calls a timeout. And I think both teams are out of them. So now very critical juncture in this one. Sets 2 and 3, Laura, been very different from set 1, which was 25-19 Frankfort. So what are both teams talking about here?
I think if you're Coach Rushton, you're talking about aggressiveness. Don't let down. Be aggressive. I think you have Brooklyn as one option on the front row. You have Macy Sterrett as your other offensive option on the back row. If you're Clinton Central, no unforced errors, good passes. That's what you need.
The last set was won 26-24 Frankfort, so they need to win this point in order to win the match. If Clinton Central gets this next point and ties it up, that makes this much more complicated, and they've got Samantha Adams serving.
And she served well tonight. She has several aces.
I have her for 6, which puts her now at 201. 201 service aces on the year. Can she get a big one here? Service error to end the match, and Frankfort takes it 25-23. so many ebbs and flows, and what a way to end it. And that was the problem all game for Clinton Central. You know, Laura, was the unforced errors. Too many of them to start it, and then they have one to end it.
Yeah, and you hate to lose on an unforced error. Unfortunately, that they'll want that one back. But overall, nice competitive match. After game 1, Clinton Central has nothing to hang their head about. Played very well in games 2 and 3.
And now 12 wins last year for Frankfort. They're 12-13 this year, making a push at the right time with the postseason around the corner.
Absolutely, playing better and better every single match.
Big thanks to everybody who made this possible. Richard Sally and his fantastic crew at Hot Dog TV. For my partner, Laura Archibald, I'm John Herrick saying so long from Case Arena, where Frankfort gets it done. They beat Clinton Central in 3 sets here at home to improve to 12-13 on the season, and Clinton Central drops to 8-17. You've been watching high school football on the, how about this? How about high school volleyball on the ISC Sports Network and Hot Dog TV?
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable.
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSA.